So, are you running on empty? Are you really exhausted, pushing yourself to the limits, trying to get everything done, and just collapsing at the end of the day, or feeling inside like you're collapsing? My name is Judith Coles, and I'm from His Unmeasured Grace. And I'm here to talk to you today about what to do when you're running on empty. So, when your energy is totally depleted and it feels like your soul is weary, remember Isaiah 40, verse 28. The everlasting God neither faints nor is weary. When you're tired, God is not. You are called to muster strength from within, but to draw on Him. He delights in your weakness because it becomes a perfect place for His strength to shine. And so today we're going to look at this. Instead of pushing harder and harder and harder and just trying to push through your day, not that you'll stop doing that, but while you're doing that, call out to God, breathe a prayer and say, Lord, I'm tired, but you are strong. Then watch as He renews your strength and your spirit with calm, unshakable peace. His endless strength is your anchor, and you can trust Him to carry you through that day and that moment. So in Isaiah 40, 28, I just read, you can find in the post that's inside the description box, you can find a couple journals I did on Isaiah 40, verse 28, and on another verse. And sometimes the pictures help to encourage us. So when your strength runs out, have you ever felt so worn out that you could barely think straight physically and emotionally, and you're just spiritually empty? Life has a way of stretching us thin with all its demands, with home, work, family, ministry, and all the hidden weight that we carry with quiet worries inside of us. We live in a culture that glorifies productivity and independence, and it whispers lies in our ears that you can do anything, you're enough, and you can do this, you've got this. Thing is, we don't. We can't do it on our own strength, and things don't end up coming out the same when we're doing it in our own strength. We're often striving and stressed and irritable. And the truth is, you were never meant to do life in your own strength. We were meant to call out on God to help us. So when Isaiah wrote these words, Israel had been weary from waiting and tired of struggling through disappointment and defeat. And yet Isaiah reminded them of something essential. God never grows tired. He never faints. His strength has no limits, and His understanding is beyond what we can grasp. In Isaiah 40, verse 31, it says, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles." And I drew an eagle about this verse. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. We have a false sense of strength, and we often take pride in that strength and what our hands can accomplish. Our neat home, the organized pantry, the successful project we just did, or even the way we hold it all together, or at least appear to be. We're putting that picture for other people, and we know better on the inside that we're really not holding it together. But because deep down, we know. And God wants us to realize that our greatest strength is found in our dependence on Him. Psalm 147 tells us He does not delight in the strength of the horse. He takes no pleasure in the legs of a man. The Lord takes pleasure in those who fear Him. That's the key, to fear Him. In those who hope in His mercy. And that is verse 10 and 11 from Psalm 147. So this means that God's delight is not in your perfection. It's not in your work ethic. It's not in your ability to push through until you're exhausted. His heart is moved when you come to Him weary, empty-handed, and fully reliant on His steadfast love. So yesterday, I went out to a women's lunch brunch. And then afterwards, I went to Walmart for one thing I had to buy. And so you're walking all over trying to find that thing. And then to the grocery store to get my vegetables for the week. And I don't know what it was. Maybe because I got lost a couple times because the area is new. I don't know. And I got home and I had fully intended in the afternoon to work on my blog ministry. And so by that time I got something little to eat, watched a video on making sourdough bread with the intention of then working on my things for my blog. My energy was just totally depleted. And I knew I could probably push through. Too late for coffee, too late for caffeinated tea. So I decided, no, you know what? I need to rest. I need to lay down, read, sleep if I do, which I did, and just allow the Lord to replenish me and to renew my strength, because I had had a very, very busy week. And, I was in a new situation with the ladies' brunch where I didn't know anybody. My friends weren't there. They're 1,000 miles away. So that was the wisest thing that I could do, is just rest and let God renew. So God wants to meet you in your weakness. And the beauty of that is that it's the beauty of weakness. Our weakness becomes where he can make us strong. And it can feel uncomfortable to admit that you're weak. As women, mothers, grandmothers, and nurturers, we learn to be the glue that holds everything together when we were very young. Maybe by the time we were teenagers, or some of us even younger than that. But God often allows seasons of exhaustion, not to punish us, but to force us to allow him to renew our strength. You might have adrenal fatigue, so you might have to listen to your body. Otherwise, you just totally crash. But he wants you to draw closer to him, to teach you that your limitations are the doorway to his limitless grace and his strength. So when you stop striving and start surrendering, you discover that his strength becomes your steady companion. Paul echoes that in 2 Corinthians 12:9 by saying, my grace, or God says to him, my grace is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect in weakness. That word perfect means complete. His strength isn't added on top of your effort. It means it replaces it when you rest in him, that he makes you complete. So I want to tell you about the Knowing Jesus Better journaling workbook that you can get through my blog. You'll find a link to it in the description box below. You'll also find it inside the blog post that's linked below. And this will help you get to know God better, because our whole purpose of living should be that we want to know God better because we want to be totally satisfied in him. That's where we find our greatest joy, where he can be glorified in us because we are glorifying him. So just check that out, and I'll see you the next